The number of cyclists being killed on Britain's roads have reached a 5-year high, according to the Times Cycling Campaign. 122 cyclists were killed last year. That's over 2 deaths per week. While cycling is being encouraged in London, 14 of the deaths were on London's roads. Road accidents in Tooting Broadway are a regular occurrence. John Irwin is a cyclist campaigner from Tooting and has plans to redesign the large junction which so far only caters for motorists. He has been riding on London's roads for 8 years and has been involved in several collisions.
2 were with people who stepped out into the road when I was cycling past, and 1 was in the centre of town when a driver turned across the road to turn. They were turning right, and I was in the middle of the road heading straight on, and fortunately, so it wasn't serious, but the front of my bike and front of his car collided. I was quite shaken.
The London Assembly recently rejected a bid to add £41 million to the 2014 cycling budget. The motion was proposed by the London Cycling Campaign and put forward by the Green Party leader, Jenny Jones. On her Twitter account, she wrote, "Can't get the amendment through to fund cycling properly. Tories pretend sympathy, but won't vote for it." Gerard Weiss from the London Cycling Campaign believes that this extra funding could help not only improve the infrastructure of roads, but also make the experience better for cyclists.
I think there are 2 factors. One is investing in our streets so that the streets are designed better, which isn't necessarily cyclist specific, but also investing in cycle facilities or facilities that help cycling, which is a bit more cyclist specific. So both of those things are needed. We need to design our streets with cycling in mind, and we need to have funding for cyclist specifics.
The campaign is currently focusing on an initiative called Safer Lorries for Safer Cycling. The campaign's calling on every council in London to ensure that they only use the best equipped lorries and only the best trained drivers. This, they believe, will reduce the number of cyclists being killed on the roads. The campaign's focusing on lorries because they are involved in over half of cyclist fatalities, even though they make up only a small fraction of the motor traffic. The Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, has made efforts to increase the number of cyclists on London's roads. In 2010, he introduced a scheme in which people can hire bikes. 8,000 of the bikes are available for those in London to use. Those who own their own bikes are advised to have them checked regularly. The Bicycle Man store on Old Street is one place cyclists can go and do this. Pritesh Pandya is a mechanic working at the Bicycle Man. He says the most important thing cyclists must check before getting on their bikes is their brakes. They also need to ensure that the lights have been fitted properly so that motorists can see them at night.
First thing is obviously reassure what components are what on their bike and get the mechanic or sales assistant to explain how things operate, such as brakes, gears, what pressure to have your tyres at, what nuts and bolts they're supposed to be torqued at in terms of Newton meters. And again, you just got to make sure you got the right accessories such as lights, helmet, and obviously high visibility waistcoat.
On London's roads, it can be difficult weaving in and out of traffic, especially during rush hour. Another reason the roads are unsafe for cyclists is the hostility that exists between themselves and other road users. At the end of last year, the BBC produced a documentary called War on Britain's Roads, showing this.
What thing you do? Don't touch my cab, right? Don't touch my frigging cab, right? Don't touch my cab for no reason. I don't business about your damn camera. You don't need to report what you want. Don't you touch my cab. I was nowhere near you, right?
If I could touch your cab, you were too close.
No,
Do you not see sense in
no.
Do you not see sense in
Don't
that?
you touch my cab.
Imran Malik is the owner of Streetcat, a company which teaches intense driving theory lessons. This includes the teaching of road safety and the importance of the hazard perception test, which is crucial for spotting cyclists while driving on the roads. Malik has been a professional driver for many years and has observed the differences that motorists and cyclists have.
Motorists and cyclists, motorists have one way of doing things, cyclists have another way. And the thing is, it's about getting the balance right and how they can work together. Now, the problem is, motorists don't understand why cyclists do certain things, and cyclists don't understand why motorists do certain things. So it's about getting an understanding around. Once that understanding is there, that will resolve a million problems. We teach all aspects of road safety. Cycling is what we do something key on at the moment. Because of the increase of cyclists and influx of cyclists in London, we've been spending more time doing a bit more for cyclists. So we've been kind of using props, diagrams, illustrations, all sorts of mixed media to kind of get the emphasis on clearance when cyclists leaving the routes clear for them, observation of blind spots and so on.
This bike shed here in Islington is rammed full of bikes. It is a prime example of how popular cycling can be as an easy way to navigate London's busy streets. But unless more is done to educate both cyclists and motorists, the death toll will continue to rise. Rima Amin, City News.